The bow video. Once Felicity's here, we'll do the bow video. She's seen it. All right, go ahead, play it. This is my ex-girlfriend. Check this out. Watch. This is my expectations of a girl. Boom, huge bow. Did you see the bow?
Yeah,
she has to bow. I demand a bow. Always need the bow. This was after a really long, exhausting podcast day.
I hope Sue's watching.
I hope Sue's watching too.
Who's Sue?
Our friend does this to our other
she's
friend.
like North Korean, like she's hot, but she dresses like an Amish princess.
And she does this
That's
to our
what I
guy
call her.
friend.
She has my dinner ready.
Dave Hope.
And she cooks
Had my
better
dinner
than
ready.
me.
It was very nice of her.
Wait,
And then
Brian, you should
get
date
ready
Sue.
to play it again.
Right.
Boom, huge bow. Do you see the depth of the bow? Great bow. Fantastic. One of the best I've ever seen. Going around the table, would you bow for your boyfriend or husband?
No.
Nope.
Yes.
Of course.
Girl, what?
I only bow
Can you
to
move your mic that way, please? Move your mic that way.
Me?
Yeah, you. And then turn it straight, please. Go ahead.
I do it as a gesture sometimes, but I only bow to God. I don't worship my husband.
But I thought you said you'd be submissive to your husband.
But I do bow as a gesture. I think it's cute and
okay.
but not in the way that I worship.
Like that kind of bow.
I worship you. Yeah, that was a
You
cute
do.
bow.
Yeah, it was a cute bow.
Wait, was that actually your ex-girlfriend?
No.
No.
I was gonna say, why aren't
I say
you with her?
I say that though.
Yes.
You'd hit the bow for okay. What about you? Would you hit the bow?
I don't think he even wants me to.
But if he asked for it, would you do it?
Well, if he asked me, would you bow right now for me, sweetie? I would just bow. Yeah, why
Okay.
not?
What about you? Would you hit the bow?
It's a cultural thing that we both already do.
Oh, okay. You already do it.
Wait,
So
what?
wait, is that a no and a no? And did you say? Sorry, you said yes.
Of course.
So wait, no.
No.
Would you do it for the perfect man?
Fuck no.
The perfect man wouldn't ask me to bow to him.
Just a bow.
In my opinion, of course, my
He's
perfect man, not
perfect in
everyone's.
every other way.
Right, but
It's
why does he
literally
want
nothing.
you to bow?
Exactly. It's obviously indicative of another characteristic trait if he's
Just
bow to
respect.
me now. Yeah. I don't think I think most really good men don't say it bow to me, you better worship me, but it's just I don't know.
How about a little
It's just,
bow?
It's an
cute.
Asian culture.
Yeah.
Let's see
if
the
I was
bow.
Do you
an
want
Asian
that,
man,
Brian? Is that
The
your
bow means,
main
respect.
one of your main
Yeah.
characteristics
That's
you
what
want in a
it
female?
Is what?
Them to bow to you like that.
You know, the thing is that ultimately the bow's not that important. What it is though is a temperature check for her agreeableness and then her cooperativeness. So it really ultimately the bow. It's not about the bow itself. It's a check for, is she submissive? Will she do a totally effortless, completely benign, harmless act just for the sake of doing it because I ask for it? And that's what it's looking for.
Right.
Have
Get
you
that.
had someone do that for you?
Oh, yeah, all the time.
Where
Are you
they?
actually serious?
Where are they?
If
Why
your
aren't
wife
with
asked
them?
you, would you?
So if hold on.
In private at the house,
Well, this is the compromise I'd be willing to make. I say, for the perfect woman, even I would be willing to bow to her. But once a day. That's the cap. I won't do it
Just
more.
one time.
Once a day.
is enough, I guess.
But for the perfect woman, there's a lot of things I would be willing to compromise on for the perfect woman. So
Weren't you advocating for a Western society that doesn't really go along the lines of a Western society?
What would you compromise? What's the most controversial thing you'd compromise?
Kings and monarchs were bowed to, so it's out of fashion now. But yeah,
You don't do it now.
so I don't care.
You're an old
I
fashioned
mean, it's
man.
still normal in Asia.
Okay. What part of Asia? All parts?
More
I don't-
dominantly in Korea.
Interesting. Okay.
Sue Young Kim
I know, right? She does. Yeah.
and David, all of her,
know,
all of her people.
Shout out Dave Hope.
So, hell. But I guess
I
my
like it. I
confusion.
think it's very
have you
respectful and
question,
nice.
Jazz? Have you ever had a sneaky link?
Define sneaky link?
Like a guy who you just started seeing and it's just casual sex, basically.
No.
Have you ever had a one night stand?
Yes. In college, yeah.
Have you had more than one night stand?
No.
You had one night stand. Okay. Have you ever? It wasn't a one night stand. You continued to see the guy.
Yes.
But you hooked up on the first date.
Not on the first date, but there was situations where we were hanging out, we were friends, we
acquaintances, whatever. And then there happened to be a night where we hooked up, and then after that we were together. So I don't know how you would classify that.
Okay, how long had you known them, I guess?
A couple months, like 3
Okay.
months.
What I don't understand when it comes to the bow is you guys will, maybe this isn't the case for all of you, but I think if you ask a lot of women who refuse to do the bow, well, have you ever had a one-night stand? A lot of them would say yes. It's like you'll let a man put his penis inside of you. One of the most intimate things that you can really do. You'll let him, you'll S the D. You'll S the D. You'll let him blast on your face, in your fucking hair,
Yeah, this
in
isn't
the eyeball. Oh my god.
This isn't not regrettably, I will say, and it's a mixture of being overworked, full-time student, and a lot of alcohol
Oh, okay. But
and regret.
y'all will let a guy hit, but you won't do the bow?
Well, our standards are different now. Maybe if you asked me back then, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not asking you back then, though. I am asking you now. And I'm
Yeah, and
saying-
my standards have changed. Like, I wouldn't have a one-night stand now.
No, I know, but it's like you did, and a lot of other women who have objections to this whole benign bow thing, they'll suck a dick within a minute, 2
Does
minutes,
it make you
3
feel
minutes.
less than if you bow to a man? Is that why you're like opposed
I
to
question
it?
why they're asking me to bow to them so that they feel
If you
superior.
ask a man to stop following women on Instagram, is it like the same?
If they do or don't? Like, what do you mean?
The question. If you ask a man to not follow women on Instagram and then he's like, okay, bow to me. Like that's.
I'm not sure I should say this.
Playing, we're not at the roast. What? Go ahead.
Sorry.
Go
No,
ahead.
I'm not sure if I should
Say,
say
it.
this. But,
Say that shit.
but
Say it.
I find enjoyment in doing what I'm told.
Me too.
So
That's hot.
It's very attractive.
I find
Maybe
it
that's
Bow.
more correlated.
It's literally
than-
nothing. Like it's painless. You don't have to change anything about yourself.
why?
Hey, she's a keeper right here.
She is
she's
a keeper.
Wait, can I ask
not
both
even
of you?
not even the bow. I'm thinking of other things like I don't know, just not being told what to do. Yeah, I think it's attractive.
Well, you enjoy being submissive.
Yeah, but
Have you pegged somebody, Jazz? Have you ever pegged a guy?
I have not.
Has a guy ever asked to be pegged?
I honestly don't want to talk about my sexual experiences on here.
I think what she's
No,
trying to
I-
get at, she pegged a guy once.
Inappropriate, but no.
You're so dirty-minded. Oh my
What the
god.
fuck? I'm not into that shit. I'm just saying that's the kind. She
Wait.
wants to dominate a dude.
What's
she
the
wants
dirtiest
to bend
thing
a
you-
dude
oh,
over.
you should want-
Give her 10 years. We'll circle back.
hold on.
Back.
I want to answer her question.
Go ahead.
You said I.
Yeah, like, well,
Sorry, you said I like submitting. Is that
yeah,
what you
like
said,
why?
Jasmine?
Like why? Yeah, yeah.
Well, I don't think you should just submit to any man, right? Like, I don't think you should submit to your boyfriend. I think that that's reserved for your husband. So a marriage doesn't work without a submissive wife, and husband is head of the household. If it does work, it's much, much harder to make it work.
Wait, I have a question. Did you ever submit to a man before your husband?
No.
Was he the? Oh, really? Okay.
No, never gave.
I think it's also like naturally you want to do things for them. Like he doesn't even have to ask me of anything.
Right.
Like I'm already doing it, you know?
Being proactive
This
and
idea of
anticipating your
submission.
man's needs,
Yeah,
husband's
like,
needs.
Yeah, like
But it only
what
works,
marriage
you
is.
guys.
Yeah.
Submission only works, like you're saying, if he's a good guy who's taking care of you back. So this idea of just submissive in general, if
Yeah.
you're doing that with a controlling egomaniac,
That's how I feel.
and it's then you're being submissive is not. That's not creating a healthy relationship.
Yeah.
But what you're talking about, your husband's probably a wonderful guy because it sounds like you're very happy and it's working really well. I don't think there's any problem with being submissive to a good guy who loves and respects you and is taking care of you back. I think like if you want to be submissive and he respects you and takes good care of you back, and that's a dynamic that works for you guys, that's beautiful. But submission just across the board with any guy, he'd better be a good guy is what I'm saying, because if you put yourself in that role with a guy who is comfortable taking advantage of you or is egocentric and not taking care of you back, well, then I can't imagine how that would be a happy, fulfilling relationship.
Well, it wouldn't be submission. It would be like a power struggle in that sense.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of women will say things like, my husband's just not a good leader. I can't trust him. He just can't make good decisions. But they've never actually let him lead and like actually submitted. And they think that submission is something that is earned when it is given through the covenant of marriage. So you just submit to your husband because you trust that God blessed you with that husband, and you trust God and trust that.
Well, hopefully he's a good one.
Yeah. Is there any
Of
reality
course.
where that man isn't living up to that standard of like leading actually, and like you're letting him do it, but he's just not like.
I will say that beginning of our marriage, there were a couple decisions my husband made a mistake on, and I think that they're human. They're going to make mistakes.
What were the mistakes?
Off the top of my head, like one was financial, like we sold one of the cars, and I don't know, in the end, like one of it actually ended up being okay, but at the time we were considering, but ultimately I gave the decision to him. That's like one I can think of off the top of my head, but the other one was probably smaller. But yeah, I would say that the goal is for them to learn from that mistake and then to grow from it. Especially like me getting married so young, we're still figuring out life together. So I don't expect every single decision to be perfect, but I trust him to make that decision and then to pivot if it's.
Would there
if it ends
have
up being
ever
the
been a
wrong
breaking
decision.
point for you if he kept kind of making those mistakes and wasn't seeming to learn from them? Is there a breaking point for you, or
What do you mean by breaking point?
like would you stick it out and just hope
Like,
that
like divorce, or what do you mean by
whatever
breaking?
you would consider like, you know, I don't know, taking time apart or sitting him down and being like, hey, seriously, we need to consider making better decisions rather than just letting him mess up. Like what would be your divorce breaking point? Like how many times would he have to?
Divorce isn't an option for me
Okay.
under any circumstance in my marriage.
Even if he cheated on you?
Yeah, I wouldn't leave him.
Damn, that's crazy.
You know, my husband wouldn't cheat on me.
You're
That's just
okay.
like something we.
You're a bad bitch. I will say that. Like, I called you a bitch earlier, but I meant like I say bitch to everyone. So I like if you took it
I
derogatory,
wasn't that offended.
you're like very bad bitch vibes. So like if a man cheat on you, you would tolerate?
not my husband. If it was a boyfriend, I'd leave.
No,
but
I
my
feel like
husband,
you're.
I'm not
I know
leaving.
you're a man. Like you're a husband. If he cheated, you would tolerate it.
It would be extremely hard to get through. I think
And
that
then-
would be probably the hardest thing I went through in my marriage, but I don't believe in ending a marriage.
What if it was reoccurring infidelity?
I mean, we'd have an issue there. Like, but yeah, I wouldn't leave my husband.
Even if he did it multiple times.
Yeah, I
like,
wouldn't leave my husband.
I think women should fold laundry
Wow.
on the first date.
Brian, what the fuck?
I think men should show that they're capable of folding an article of clothing on the first date.
We have the I have the perfect girl.
I know how to
disagree
do
with you,
laundry.
Brian.
You disagree?
I disagree that women.
Why is that?
I think in a dating relationship, like boyfriend girlfriend, you shouldn't be doing too many wifey things for him before marriage because they're supposed to earn. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't do
disagree.
anything. I cooked for my boyfriend when we were dating all the time. Like I cooked for him. I maybe did his laundry once, but when you live as you're married before you actually get married, you're prematurely submitting to that man. And it's also like that saying, what is it? If you get the milk for free, why would you buy the cow? Like then he has no incentive to
Well,
to propose.
isn't that related to sex?
Yes and no, I think.
I guess she's relating it to other things.
You're
I'm
dating
relating it to
to
other
get
things.
married, so you're gonna practice
I sup-
being married.
I suppose it could be related to other things, but it's kind
Yeah.
of that's really always that analogy.
When
I
you
guess,
speak
has always
about
been
it.
That
about
comes
sex.
from sex, but she's saying it could be about that too.
Yeah, but I don't think like would y'all be cool if a guy? It's like this conditional femininity. So y'all will say, well, in order for me to be submissive and feminine and all these traits or whatever, I need to meet the right man first, who I feel safe doing that with. Now, I'm not saying that you should be submissive to any guy. But this idea that you're going to be like this super masculine woman but then wait until you're in a safe environment with a guy to be feminine is crazy in the same way that if the guy said something like, well, I am a masculine man and I am a leader and I am a provider and I am a protector, but I'm only that way until I feel safe enough to do so with a specific woman. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Are you like,
but
is
a
that
lot of men say
towards
that.
my argument about like, or what exactly?
Well, you're saying like, well, I need to hold back certain things like being submissive, or I don't know what
I
the
don't-
other things
I
are,
don't-
until we're married. And so to me, it's just this weird conditional, but like men can't get away with that. Men can't say, well, I'm really dominant and masculine and a leader and assertive, but until then, I'm going to be feminine and I'm going to be not assertive and I'm not going to be a leader
If she's
until I feel safe enough to do so with the woman. It wouldn't even get far enough. You wouldn't even get far enough in a relationship with a woman if you're not willing to do all those things on the front end, up front. So I think in the same way that women expect men to do these things up front, I think women should do the things up front too.
Well, let me revert it back to men real quick, because I think the same for men. I don't think men should be providing fully for a woman while they're dating. Like, I don't think that he should be putting a roof over her head or getting her pregnant or whatever else, a husband does in a
Sure.
marriage. So I'm not saying hold everything back, but I'm saying there's something about marriage that makes it so sacred. And when you give pieces of yourself to people that are not your husband and wife, for women, of course, like it lowers their chance of pair bonding with their husband. And also, I think it creates resentment for women if they're prematurely submitting in a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship because they don't have a ring on their finger, so they don't have that safety provision and protection that they would have in marriage. But it's like, oh, I'm already giving you, submission as your wife, but you haven't made me your wife yet. Does that make sense?
I mean, I think the trade-off would be giving him kids. I don't know if just... So what if you're not being submissive, what are you being? Quarrelsome and nagging and
No.
difficult?
When I say the word submissive, like submission, speaking boyfriend, girlfriend, I mean, like, it's not the same type of submission you would have with your husband.
So
Like,
then
you can
why
still be
don't-
feminine, you can still be nurturing, you can still be a caretaker, but not
okay.
living as husband and wife.
Sure.
Why don't you marry to date, since you were talking about like divorce isn't an option for you, and then also you're saying like if there's a boyfriend and girlfriend situation, he shouldn't be 100% providing and she shouldn't be 100% submissive.
What do you mean by that? Oh, you mean because I said date to marry?
Yeah, why isn't it like in Islam where you do marry to date, where you marry and you stay with that woman or husband?
I mean, I would prefer it that way. I just think that this is how, like, it's how we are in the West, where you date for a long time. When I say date to marry and that nobody dates to marry anymore, I think, like, especially around our age, it's just like, oh, let's date for fun. Like, let me go on, 5 dates a month and hook up with these guys and let's just have fun. But to me, like, I was always looking for my husband through dating. Like, I would never want to just
I
waste my
understand
time.
that.
So
Yeah.
I want to get back to the bow thing right here really quick though. And again, I think the woman should do the laundry, first date, do the laundry, clean the house, first date, immediately hit the bow, boom. But everybody here raised their hand when they want the guy to pay for the first date, right? Everybody here raised their hand? Well, besides you, but you did. So what's the most expensive first date you've ever been on, Jazz?
First date?
Yeah, like maybe $50, $100. What do you think? $200?
Maybe like 150.
150. And he paid the whole bill.
Yes.
Okay. And you had an expectation that he paid it, right?
Yeah, but he's that type of person too.
Right.
Yeah.
But I don't understand when it comes to this expectation. So if we're looking at it in practical terms,
I would have been fine splitting the bill, but he's the type of guy that is like,
well, you could
"No,
have
I'm-"
insisted.
Why would you split
Sure,
a
but if-
bill?
Well, if he had asked, I'm not going to be like, no. Like,
Did he
I'll
ask on the
But-
date?
No.
Okay,
He asked
but
on
hold
the
on.
date.
We're getting off topic here.
Sorry.
So to bring it back, all of you, except for her, I guess, all of you have the expectation that the guy should pay for the first date. Let's say that a typical first date, let's just say it's $100, right? Decent place, a drink or two, dessert, whatever. Let's say it's $100. Maybe it's cheaper, $50. If the guy pays for the whole thing, here's what you're asking of him. Let's say he works, and I know some of you are probably dating men who make more than this, but you're 23, right? So I don't know, you could be dating a guy who works a retail job. You could be dating a guy who's also in college.
This guy did own his own business.
Right, but you would still have this expectation on the other guys who are also in college. Maybe they make $20 an hour. Let's say he works a construction job and he makes $20 an hour. When you women say, I want a guy to pay for the first date, you're saying, let's say the first date costs $100. I want you to physically labor for 5 hours so you can pay for my shit. That's what you're saying when you say, I want men to pay for the first date.
We'll split that in half because
when I ask
didn't eat his
you
food.
to do this and it takes you 3 seconds to do, it takes no effort, you don't break a sweat. You want men to pay for first dates. A lot of men are they're in blue collar jobs. They're working dirty, dangerous,
You're
disgusting
suggesting
jobs.
that doing the dishes and laundry isn't labor?
Well, I'm speaking specifically about the bow, but I would even further argue that doing the laundry takes okay, you put in the machine, then you fold it, 10, 20 minutes tops. Cleaning the house, that's a little different, that could be a bit more intensive. But what I'm trying to get at here as it relates to the objections to the bow, that takes 3 seconds, no effort, you don't break a sweat. When you ask a guy to pay for the first date, and he works a construction job, gets paid maybe $20 an hour, you're asking them to work 5 hours.
2.5 hours.
You're not asking.
Okay, fine, sure, because he's paying for his own food.
Yeah.
Fine. He's working 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
A bow takes 3 seconds.
So
Why is it fair for y'all to say, I want a man, assuming he works a physically laborious job, to physically labor for 2.5 hours?
Why is it fair for you to say on the first date that a woman should clean your house and fold your laundry? It's
I'm
the
gonna
same.
I'm gonna take care of everything.
Okay, then that's the same standard. I
Right.
expect you to pay the bill if you're expecting me to do your laundry and clean the house. We're putting the same standard on each
Sure.
Why
other.
would you do the laundry for a guy you don't even know? You have to
Yeah.
go on a date to find out what he's
It also
like.
shows
washing
in
his
comments.
are you gonna
great-
take her home and say, do my laundry?
No, here's what I did.
weird.
Here's the move. Here's the move.
Right? He's
I wouldn't be single, by the way.
Here's
That's
the
weird.
move.
But that's
Here's the
just
move.
weird. I just met you, washed my fucking socks.
Have you had a girl do that?
I'll
really?
bow if you
yeah.
take me to dinner.
Yeah. So look, here's the move. I'll tell you the move. I'm gonna put you guys on some game.
Okay.
I'm gonna put you guys on some
they
game.
put me on.
Here it
Do
is.
this.
Here's the. All right. So
Let's hear Brian's game,
girl comes
everybody.
over. The girl comes over, and you're like, oh, let me give you the tour of the house, and then that tour ends in the laundry room, and then you just look at her. You look at the laundry machine, you look back at her, maybe you glance back at the laundry machine. Now, I'm a nice guy, right? I've already put the clothes in, so it's wet. She needs to, it was washed already. She just has to transfer it to the dryer. She's got to transfer it to the dryer, and then she has to fold it, right? So or you know what? Sometimes I'm really nice. I already put in the dryer. It's done. It's dry. It's ready to fold. So she just needs to fold it.
She has to put your clothes in the dryer because you paid for her spaghetti and meatballs. That's what
Exactly.
you're saying.
That's exact,
First
Carla.
date is
You're
wild.
very, Carla, that's a good observation. So,
That's crazy.
Where's Charlie?
hold on. And so, here's what you
First
do.
date is
And
crazy.
then you just look at her. You don't even need to say anything. And then you look at the dryer. You look back at her. And then you walk out of the laundry room.
Brian,
And then
on
she
the
starts,
first date.
Yes, on the first date. And then
That
she
is
starts
so
folding
weird.
it.
No one's
How
gonna do
long
that for
does it
you.
take?
She's saying it's weird, and like she's like
I would never go. Well, first of all, I wouldn't go to a
I'm not
guy's
surprised.
house.
I'm not surprised by her answer.
I am.
Yeah,
She's like
well,
very like I from her answers this whole time. Like I'm surprised that she's saying that. Good, like,
But I'm also logical. Like I'm not going to go home
Okay.
with a guy on after the first date, and then he looks at his
Right.
laundry, and I'm like, I'm touching your dirty underwear. Like
wait,
we
at
just
what
met.
point did you do that
It's
for your
already
man?
dry. Look, I'm a nice guy.
When
It
did
was
I do
already
that?
dry.
Yeah. Like when
It's
did you
drying.
start doing it for your man?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I did his laundry a couple times while we were dating, but
Like at what point though?
I
not
don't.
first
Maybe
She
like
also
a
has to
few
make
months.
me a quilt.
What, Brian? What the fuck are these?
Wait, I
like,
have a
Brian,
question.
here's my compromise.
And some fucking moccasins. If
How-
she doesn't know how to make moccasins, she's
Okay,
not,
now
Yo,
you're trolling.
hold up.
He's
Let me put
trolling
you on some
everybody.
game. If
Yeah,
she
he's
doesn't know
trolling.
how to
He's
make
gotta be.
moccasins, find someone who will. If she won't, find somebody who will.
That part.
Brian wants a unicorn. Everybody, he wants.
She should knit me a cardigan.
Brian,
If she doesn't knit me a cardigan on the first date,
That's the one.
what if? Here's my compromise. First date, she brings you homemade banana bread.
Yeah.
You pay for dinner.
does that
That's
have
her like.
little chocolate chips in it?
if you want it.
Yeah. I'm down with
I
that.
feel like that's more of like, I'm feminine. I know how to cook.
I'm more
Here's
of a
your banana
cookie guy,
bread, but I'm not
sure.
coming over to do your
more of a
laundry.
I'm of a
guy.
chocolate chip cookie guy.
My mom saw a clip tonight.
How does your mom see that? Oh, sorry, Selby.
Just non sequitur. Yeah. So I'm just saying. Look, and I'm gonna.
Brian
give you,
wants a unicorn, everybody.
How long does it take you to get ready for a first date?
hours.
Hours?
You think
I know where this is
You
going.
think this is an accident? You think
Brian.
this is an accident, son?
You hopped in
I'm
the
gonna
shower.
show you this
hopefully.
affordability.
This is premeditated,
I know,
baby.
yeah.
This is premeditated right here. You think, there's a lot of
Barely groomed.
You put on your big labia matter. It took hours. Okay.
work. Yo, I gotta get the
Wearing
beard
his
all
own
going.
merch.
Do you genuinely love big labia, or is it just like a troll mechanism?
I only date women with large labia.
I think you're fucking trolling.
I only date. I refuse to date an.
So like on a first date, you're like, hey,
kidding.
what
I
are
didn't.
your labia length?
Yeah, sure. I'll ask.
Kind of like how a woman could be like, hey, what's your bank account? Is that equivalent?
Yeah, probably.
So asking a girl's labia length is equivalent to asking the bank account if a girl were to ask, like, how much money is in your bank account?
Well, I'd actually be more likely to just ask her body count. Because the labia thing's not a deal breaker.
Are you going to wear that on a date?
Probably not.
Okay.
I've only worn this 2 times.
You would.
I wouldn't wear it.
She says you
I
would.
wouldn't
They
wear
were
it
like,
on
I'm a big
No,
fan of
don't
the
lie.
show.
I wouldn't wear
Do
it.
girls know like what you advocate for when you go on a date with them? Do they know like what your
Do you link your podcast and your?
yeah? Do they
you're
know like
online
about
dating?
you?
Bro, have not been on dating apps in a while.
I'm not talking about dating apps. I'm just talking about like general dating.
What about it?
Like,
You can't look at.
do they know who you are?
What do you mean?
Like, do you meet girls like on a like in
I
random?
don't reveal, so I'm not going to reveal my relationship status, but I
That's
can tell
not
you this.
revealing
Hold
your
on, but
relationship status.
What I'll tell you this is, so I'll just say this. I've been doing content for a minute, but
Mm-hmm.
since I've started the podcast, I don't date like normal people. So some of this shit, I say you got to understand. Like, don't get me wrong. The way I used to date was like the old way.
What's the old way?
Oh, like I'd be taking initiative, or I'd be messaging them on the dating app, or I'd like, when I was younger, I'd see a girl
So
at
now
a
girls,
party,
like,
I'd say,
message
hey,
you.
what's up? Huh?
Now girls message
Yeah,
you.
exactly. So I only pick,
Interesting.
I've only picked among the girls who contact me first.
That's kind of, that's interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
So you don't like go out to a restaurant or like a bar or a club and
I
like
did
you don't
when I was
approach
younger.
girls.
When I was younger,
So
I'd
the girls you
approach
only
girls.
date now are girls that hit you up.
Yeah. It's a way better dynamic. Trust me.
Why? Can you like elaborate on that? Because this is interesting.
They've like just pre-selected for me.
He already knows they're interested in.
They're already, it's,
Yeah,
yeah.
'cause they know
And
it's
it's
you.
just like, it's this interesting role reversal because when I was younger, it was the total opposite. Most women don't approach or hit on men. So, yeah, it's just a way better position to be in, I guess.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Interesting. Okay.
Yep. So,
I can't relate.
yes, the
People
girls
I've met like that
dated,
are weirdos.
they reached out to me.
You don't think they're weirdos though? Like,
Some of them are, sure.
that's what I'm saying. Like,
But
you
then
don't.
I don't date them.
You have to like.
But there are like plenty of good ones that are like, hey Brian, I really align with all your values. Here's like my girlfriend application. That's a way better
Wait, what is
dynamic.
hold on. What is the girlfriend
Oh,
application?
I don't have a girlfriend application, but they'll literally tell me about themselves and be like, hey Brian, I've heard you say XYZ on the podcast. I fully agree with everything you say or most of what you say.
Love bombing.
I want to see one of these DMs. I'm so curious. No, I don't not believe you. I just I'm so curious what these girls. I was about to say hoes. What are these girls saying to you?
I'll just say this. Before I started the podcast, I was on dating apps. That's how I was meeting girls. Shortly after I started the podcast, stopped the dating apps, and it was just people coming to me. So,
Interesting.
yeah.
Wow.
So the conclusion is podcasts are a pussy magnet.
Well, no, that's not what I'm
Man,
saying.
if you want bitches, start a
That's
podcast.
not what I'm saying, but in the same way
Brian here.
But like all you girls here, you get a bunch of guys that come to you. Like it probably doesn't cross your mind like, oh, okay, I'm going to be the one to go out to the bar and go approach that dude. I'm going to make all the effort. No, so I'm basically doing what y'all do.
You attract. You don't chase.
Maybe. Oh, yeah. You
guess.
attract.
I feel like you have to
Okay.
as a public somebody in the public sphere though, because otherwise, like you said, it's just harder because you have to explain your values to everybody.
But
Except
isn't chasing a masculine trait? Isn't it masculine to chase, to pursue?
Oh, I've done that a bunch.
Yeah,
I've done that a
but
bunch.
they
But
could-
you're saying, but by not doing that, you're not in your masculine then, are you?
Well, I think one thing I found when women do initiate, it's totally token initiative. So they'll like send in, oftentimes when they message too, sometimes they're direct as I explained it, but a lot of times they're kind of just like, oh, hey, can I be on the podcast? And then like a couple messages later, it's like, oh, never mind. I just wanted to talk to you.
What?
So sometimes they're indirect with it. But
Do you fuck them the first time?
hold on, I'm not, hey, I don't kiss
He's
and
not
tell.
going to answer that.
I don't kiss and tell, but what I'll tell you this is,
all right.
is
I know
that,
you don't tell your body count. I know.
Sure. So
I know. I've watched.
So it's like the initiative that when women do take initiative, it's very token. So it's like they'll start the conversation and then the conversational burden basically immediately shifts back to the guy anyways. So like, yeah, they send the first message, but I'm going to be the one leading it forward from there anyways. So I don't know if
yeah.
that, yeah.
Damn. Okay. Girls,
I don't think I've ever revealed that actually.
if you want to date Brian,
you're
just
saying
slide
there's
into
a
his
chance.
DMs. Slide into his DMs and tell him that you.
Oh, I wanted to
like
give
his
the girls
values.
some game though. So I know you hate the bow, but look, or at least some of these submissive things or whatever, or even the laundry. And it doesn't have to be the first date, but the first time you go to the guy's house. I'm fucking telling you, I know you're going to hate this, but again, it doesn't have to be the first date, but the first time you're at the dude's house, just go and fold his laundry unprompted. Or
no.
ask him, can I do your laundry? I know that sounds bad.
Why are you giving?
But the guy will fucking love you.
No, he doesn't.
And if you guys are struggling as women,
He doesn't.
hold on. If you guys are struggling as women to lock down a dude or why not try it? Like, what actual harm would it do?
No.
It won't do any harm.
No.
And I think it'll go a long way to getting the guy. And if that's your ultimate goal, to get the guy, be like,
Do you think women just like doing laundry?
it doesn't. Do you
It's
think?
service.
Do you
No,
think
it's
I
service.
like?
He thinks he's giving advice. That's not good advice.
I hear
Women
him
who are
It's
watching
really good advice.
No, it's not.
It's actually really
to
good
get a man
advice.
that only sees
not on the
value
first
in
date.
you.
No,
folding
it has
his
nothing to
clothes.
do with.
They don't give a fuck. They think
you
you're
hook
just
up
a
with a guy,
doormat if you
It's
do
gonna
that.
no. It's going to set
Yeah.
you aside from every
No, you're
other
gonna remember
Any
Women.
girl can fold your laundry.
Yes,
Yeah.
sure. Any girl could
I
fold
promise
your laundry.
you, they
Do
would
they?
rather have you fold their laundry than talk to them about what you learned in psychology class that day. Like,
Yep.
men are just very,
I'm
they're
gonna
simple
talk what they
creatures.
learned in
They don't
psychology.
they don't look down on you for doing their laundry. I promise. They're like, oh my god, this is woman
My
is
female
from
doesn't
heaven.
idol.
It
Like,
doesn't have to
that's
be
how
they
they
look
laundry.
at you as a
Try-
mother.
You could try this.
No, they don't. And I think
suck their
that's
dick.
condescending.
They'll both.
No,
They
no,
want-
no, no.
I'm not
you,
meaning
you
to be
gotta
condescending.
understand. You gotta understand. For some dudes, if that's all they're looking for, you said S their D.
Oh, sorry.
That's not going to keep a dude around. Trust me.
Oh, it
and
does. It
y'all
does
women
wonders.
have been there. Trust me. Y'all have been there dealing with a dude and you're giving him everything sexually and it's not enough to keep
everything.
him. It's not enough to keep him. You got to
Only
do
mouth.
something because all the other women are offering pussy in their mouth. You got to do some
they're
other
not.
shit if you want the guy. And look, you might not like it, but I'm just being honest with you and I'm giving you some fucking game.
You are
I'm
not giving
telling
me
you,
game.
He
son.
is. As
Look,
sad as
I'm-
this sounds,
look,
I agree with
it doesn't
him.
have to even be laundry.
agree
Bring
with
him
him.
like cut him some watermelon or some fruit or some shit.
I'll bake
I make
Bake
hummus
it,
for my
yeah.
host.
Yeah, bake something
Bring
is,
him some
but I like
food.
service.
Yeah,
Banana
you could
bread,
do that.
yeah.
But I'm telling you, I'm putting you on some game. You got to
Yeah.
set yourself apart from these other ladies.
Yeah.
You hook
I
up with
agree
a man the
some
first
parts.
night.
You're right.
You
Yeah.
make his bed. You fold his little boxers,
no,
and
no.
then you leave. That's it. Period.
No, no,
He's in
no.
love. Done.
No, but they can look at you as a
sounds so
doormat.
easy.
Like
That's not doormat activities. I that's literally my
don't do
role
that.
in my
That's why I'm
marriage.
single.
But like, did you do that initially for your man, like in the get?
If a girl
I'm saying
came
it's
over-
my role in my marriage. My husband
in the
doesn't look
get,
down on me.
Like for the
doing
first
laundry.
2 dates, did you do
That's
it?
y'all's dynamic, and it's
In the
fulfilling
ghetto?
for
Well,
both
that's
of
why I
you.
told him I don't agree with first date, but like
Yeah.
doing that is an act of service, and I don't think a man is like, oh, she's my little slave, like she's.
Is that
know.
your love language?
Thank you, Arctic.
What?
Like your top? What's your top like love language? Like act of
Guys,
service.
oh, God.
Sorry, I
For-
know you hate this
It's okay.
topic. Okay.
I'm just
Remember
saying,
that shit.
do something. Put yourself.
No.
Look, Do
Ladies,
something different.
suck the
You
dick
wanna get-
so good that it fucking makes him go crazy.
No, I would
want
say
them.
please
Suck
don't
good
touch
dick.
I
that
don't
man.
think
Come on.
if you're single, you shouldn't be giving advice on.
No, because
And don't touch that man.
you don't fuck them.
on the
You
first
suck
date.
the dick.
But wouldn't
It's
that
very
make
different.
you more of a doormat?
No, because it's
Can I
through your
ask,
mouth, not
what's
your
the
pussy.
opinion
All of us
of a
can
guy
suck
being
dick.
different?
Come on, like
does.
seriously,
It
we're all
does.
grown ups.
Trust. It does.
That's a good
That's
question.
not-
I've had guys ask me to be their girlfriend after I suck their dick multiple
I need to
times. I'm
think
like,
about
I'm
that
not
one.
down.
I need to think
just
about that
like
one,
want
actually.
Because you didn't fold their underwear.
No, they asked me to be their girlfriend. I just didn't want to do it. Like, fuck.
But that
Yo,
doesn't make you
Natalia,
more of a
thank you for the
doormat?
membership, Natalia.
Like,
Good to see
I
you.
don't get it.
No, because I like sucking dick. It's
Shh, stop.
sorry.
Stop.
Sorry. Okay.
Look, you gotta look. For some dudes, maybe that's gonna work, maybe, but you gotta be bringing. Because look, how long does like of the time that you spend with a
Yeah.
man, unless he's just kicking you out right away, like okay, you oral regular sex, 30 minutes, an hour, maybe, and then what
Give or
about the
take.
other 7 hours I'm with you?
I would hope that there would be meaningful
What-
conversation
harass after
That's
and
usually
a
what I
deeper
look for.
connection.
On the
I don't
first
know
date,
who to
yeah.
listen
Bruh.
to right
That's
now.
just me.
Girl,
You
listen
don't-
to
you don't
me.
know who
I
to
have
listen
the
to?
best
It's
advice.
me, Felicity. Trust me.
Don't listen.
I'll put
I
you
have-
on some game.
I have the
Felicity.
best advice ever.
Yeah.
I'll try
Bro,
both.
suck his dick. That's your advice. That's not advice, bro.
No, don't-
That's
don't-
that's what the ladies
Don't do that.
already
Don't
doing.
do
You
that.
either you don't do anything. You just act like you do anything, or you do suck the dick so good that it's like wow, it makes them go crazy. And
Brian's
then
gonna do that.
They'll forget that.
Please
so
don't
quick.
do that.
no, they don't. They literally
because
because it's not like you're not having actual
Move
like
to the next level.
intercourse.
No,
And
that's
it-
like folding clothes, but like to the extreme.
I think that giving a guy head would actually make you seem like more of a doormat than folding his laundry.
That's what
Yeah,
I'm saying.
just
It's way
like
more
it.
extreme.
I don't know. I love it. It's great.
But that's the thing is that
I'm just
women,
different. Yeah,
women more
I date
will,
different guys than you guys too.
Women will more readily have a casual sexual encounter, like immediately have oral sex, immediately have intercourse, but take 10, 15 minutes to fold his laundry.
That's so much
I
effort.
could never.
I'm impressed.
But you'll literally put his penis into your fucking mouth.
Oh my god,
What
I love
the
that.
fuck?
I love
For
it.
her, it's satisfying for her. It's
You
not
will
satisfying
stop-
to fold his
Mom, if you're
laundry.
watching this, I'm
will-
sorry. I
you
like
will-
sucking dick.
these girls at the universities. I'm gonna do the fucking Trump hands. The fucking Trump hands.
Felicity, don't
These
listen to me.
girls,
I
these
have
sorority
words of advice.
girls.
Don't listen to me.
Oh,
Scared.
Pike
Don't listen to me.
or Sig Ep. You're gonna go to the fraternity house, and that guy's
Sigma,
been
Sigma,
day
Sigma.
drinking all fucking
not
day.
at a frat
He's been
house. No.
sweating into his
Ew.
Calvin Klein
we love it.
boxers. Oh my god, I'm spitting.
You're putting diamonds.
He's gonna be sweat. He's been sweating in those boxers for days. So he's having
No.
the frat boys. You think they change their
Yeah, and
sheets? son?
samesies.
And
Don't
you're gonna be
suck
sucking
frat boy
that.
dick. Don't
give a
You're
shit.
sucking the dick. You're sucking the frat penis. Sucking the frat penis. You're sucking it. The fuck. And
You like that?
what the fuck?
She's gagging.
And what was I saying? I don't know.
No, don't suck
And you
frat boy
won't
dick.
fold
Frat boy
there.
dick is dirty
Yeah,
and
you're gonna
gross.
put the frat boy
No, but
penis.
suck the rich
into-
dick. Suck
you will
the rich
put-
dick and know that they have money. Then you suck the dick.
You'll put that dude's
Yeah,
been
so let's see,
sweating.
suck the rich
He's
dick.
been playing beer pong.
Oh my God,
all
I can
fucking
show you
day.
rich guys,
He's been
yes.
playing the frat guy.
But
Been
don't
playing
suck
beer
their dick.
pong
I think
all
I don't
suck
fucking
dick.
night. Let me tell you
You're
this.
the type of girl
all
who
night.
eats
Been
18-year-olds.
fucking playing
What
beer
about
pong.
50-year-olds?
He's been-
I don't suck
Anyways,
random
look,
dick.
I'm
Yeah,
just
don't-
saying,
yeah, don't
and
do
you
that.
will insert
worst
his
advice. Don't take my
member
advice.
into your gullet, but you
still
won't do a
going.
motherfucking bow. That is fucking crazy to me. What
I
the fuck?
100%.
Have you ever eaten a girl's
agree with
like
that.
nunu
I
on
don't
the
do
first
that.
time?
I don't do that. I don't go down.
Wait, do you know who Ash Trevino
Oh,
is?
really?
Why?
Oh, sorry,
why?
guys.
Do you know Ash Trevino?
Sorry to disappoint you.
No.
So upset.
What?
Is that like
Never
an
mind, never
intimate
mind.
like girlfriend
Look,
thing?
I have not done that. I've done it. I haven't done it since the Bush
Summer of
Bush
98?
administration.
I love that
When
you
was that?
remember that. But it was in all.
What year
Oh
was
wait,
that?
hold on.
But what's the point?
You
of
don't
the
enjoy
shirt?
it.
Yeah, it was like
That's why he doesn't do it.
2000.
The shirt. If he's not gonna appreciate it, why do you?
I appreciate it in
Thank
other
you.
ways, not
don't know
related to
about
my
that.
mouth.
You don't like
Then
it?
how else?
Wait, when was Bush president? What year?
2000 to 2008.
9/11.
That's the last time?
8 nunus in 2008?
It was like, yeah, 2007, 2008.
Y'all, Brian
think
and
I
I
was, like,
eat
born.
nunu in decades.
It's almost been 2 decades.
No nunu.
Look, but by the way, let me make something very clear to you, Erica Perry. Let me make something clear. My philosophy when it comes to well, not that, but pleasing women, she's got to come first at least once.
She's got to come first.
She's got to come
Right, by
first
your
at
mouth.
least one. No, not by my mouth. There's other ways.
The majority of women don't
So like finger bang?
finish by penetration.
There's other ways.
No, I'm mouth.
How did we get here?
I haven't. I don't know.
Let's circle back.
There's an orgasm. There is an orgasm gap. It is true.
How do you do
What's
that?
the orgasm gap?
How do you make a girl orgasm, Brian?
Yeah, what's the
I'm just
tell
saying,
us.
it's not like I'm greedy. It's like her pleasure. She's got to come first.
Okay, so how do you do
And if
that?
she-
Wait, what if she's 10 out of 10 perfect woman for you and she's like, but this
Are
is
you
the
gonna fold her
stimulation?
laundry?
Yes.
Like you
Gonna
have
fold
to
her up like
is-
a.
She's perfect.
Perfect.
So she's a
Burrito?
virgin.
Oh my god.
whatever your
You want a
perfect
virgin?
is. Perfect in every way, but that's her one stipulation.
She's perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah, sure. I'll do it. For the perfect woman, sure.
A virgin is perfection to you.
Well, hold on. There's other
Characteristics.
characteristics too. You want the list? I can give you the list. I'll give you. Okay.
Wait, so you don't?
We can probably assume.
You exclude a body count over 10, basically?
I didn't say that.
Okay.
He wants a virgin. How old are you again?
36. 1989,
Why
motherfuckers.
can't they understand that guys also find girls' traditional gender roles attractive? They think we want talkative, independent boss
I
babes.
like a
lol.
quiet.
I don't think you want that.
quiet. You know.
No, men want
Lulu,
submissive,
Quiet woman.
quiet,
Virgin.
folding
You're not
laundry.
gonna find a virgin.
people.
Talkative, independent boss babe. I am not a
Yeah,
boss
but
babe.
it could be low body count.
Which
but
is
you
fine.
asked about perfect woman, so yeah, yes, she
wanna
would
see
be a
the
virgin.
list.
A 37-year-old virgin, or what age range are you?
In terms, like, what would be the perfect woman?
Yeah.
Sure.
8. You're asking for
8.
age?
Yeah.
I don't know, between 22 or 20 to 23, I guess.
20.
Yeah, sure.
Brian,
What?
you're in your
You're
30s.
37 or whatever.
So,
Actually, no, I don't. Yeah, no, because most guys I dated when I was in my early 20s were much older. So I get you.
I don't care what the age
Yeah,
gap
I
is.
don't care about it either. I date guys who are 70. Fuck.
what the fuck?
That's what young girls
I fuck
say.
guys who are 70.
I mean, I was thinking about maybe making the cutoff, like, if you were born after 9/11.
That's a good
That's
cutoff.
so that's like what they would. Those
They're
2000.
not
So
25.
that's like 24.
24, yeah.
So they're born
Okay.
2000.
Too old.
2001. You want
The
this is cut out.
Afghanistan. When did we invade Afghanistan?
So girls who were born in
Whatever.
2000 are now
98.
20.
Like
25.
97,
At the
98.
cutoff.
I don't know. Good
Wow.
talk.
All
Why
right.
don't you like girls your own age?
Well, hold on.
Are we too old for you?
Hold on. I would date. Just
I
to be
fold
clear.
better laundry
hold
than
on,
these
hold on.
bitches.
Just to be clear.
I can make those creases sharp.
She's like, nope, I feel better.
Sorry.
So I've dated women older than me too. I dated when I was
Sugar baby?
when I was 30.
Sugar baby Brian?
No. It wasn't. No. When I was 32, 31, 32, I dated a woman who's like 44, 45.
Oh, what happened?
I don't know. We dated like 6 months.
You went home with a Capri Sun.
Like, but
and
like, how
folded
did,
out.
who ended it?
It was kind of mutual.
Why?
Why? I
You
don't
didn't
know.
go down on her.
She had a
Real.
Nah, she didn't care.
She did.
She had a yappy dog, and she always
God, here we go.
always wanted to
Here
bring
we
the dog
fucking
over,
go.
and I was like,
That is a deal
Yeah,
breaker. I've heard that
it's
from
the dog's
guys.
fault.
Yes.
I've heard that from
Cocoa,
guys
like,
before.
crustiness.
Yes.
no, it's like I still wanted
Yeah,
to see
it's
her,
a real
but she's like,
thing.
can I bring the dog over? I'm like, your dog barks the entire time.
No, that's gross.
I'm like,
I don't even like that.
Yeah, I get you on that. Wow.
It's like the
I'm trying to
little.
have a peaceful night.
But
your
did you like her
dog's fucking
outside of it?
barking. Huh?
Outside of the dog. Did you like it?
Yeah, no, she's cool.
Damn, what a deal breaker.
But Brian, do you want
Whatever,
kids?
relationships end. Yeah.
So would you say that's a big reason of why you want a younger woman?
Yeah, I want 7 children.
Oh, really?
7 sons. I want
Well,
7.
then, yeah, you probably should go for
I
12.
Why
want
do you prefer
7
sons over having daughters?
He wants a basketball team.
So I'm agnostic, but I have very positive sentiments toward Christianity. So I'd like to reference the Bible. Sons. Well, I'm no longer in my youth. Sons in a man's youth are like arrows in the hands of a warrior. Blessed is he. Fuck, I totally butchered it. Blessed is he who has many. What? Oh no. Blessed is he whose quiver is full. So yeah, there's just something about like if you have sons, if you ever need to go to war, figuratively speaking, not literally, there's just something about having sons, like
It's the lineage.
that you can go to war with your sons.
You know, it's dictated by sperm,
figuratively.
I agree. I would
The
rather
sex
have
is
sons
dictated
only.
No, it's not. I wouldn't be upset if I had daughters, but I'm just saying there's something like a father-son connection bond is something different.
Sons make a man a
father-daughter
better
bond
man.
is different too. But there's just, I want sons
But you'd be okay with having girls too.
because I need soldiers. What's that? Yeah, sure.
Soldier.
All men
But
want sons
we
because
keep
they're so
going
immature
until I have
and
at
they
least
wanna
3
see
sons.
themselves
So if we have 10 daughters,
grow
we keep
up to be
going.
themselves.
You're gonna keep going.
Yeah, so if we have 10 daughters in a row, keep going.
You're like Elon Musk. You want to spread your seed to all the hoes.
Elon Musk is a
sure.
billionaire.
You should start now then. Like, you're 36. Like, fuck.
But yeah, just to be clear, I've dated older women. Like, it's not, it's not like I'm hanging out at college parties trying to get. No, it's like.
You are in UCSB. I saw so many little boys out.
Don't. So, yeah, I mean, if there was a woman my age, I would. It's not like I wouldn't date her. If there's a girl who's even older than me, I would date her. So it's not like I'm just kicking it at college parties trying to date a co-ed. Like,
I don't think you're kicking at college parties.
I'm not. I'm definitely not.
I know you're not. Yeah. Wow.
I'm not cool enough
You're a
to
very interesting
hang out.
person, Brian.
Thank you for that.
That
Guys,
means a
let's
lot.
get through the freaking notes so we can get out of
Oh,
here.